bed as soon as this finals is over. Assuming it ever starts. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They were switching sides. In the last game, I think they were Scourge. Yeah. Oh my god, they started the game!
What game? The finals match?
I think... Are they doing a lag test? Because they did a lag test last time.
I'm only at 35%.
I'm not in the game. They're cheering.
好的，我们看到比赛开始，蓝色的神族
Wow.
是来自韩国的 MC。
They're commentating. They started without me.
What the hell?
就是来自我国的选手 W1 加战队的 LoveCD。
And the
This is not going well for
stream
us at all.
isn't even like
之前我
working,
们都是
so
把
I
他
can't
称为
even
盖
like
蒂，他
restream
是
them.
中国电子竞技魔兽争霸3项目的天王李晓峰的弟弟。
What
是
the
我想
hell?
今天如果他能够战胜 MC 夺冠的话，
Wow, I
大
stayed
家
up
会
this
深深的记
long.
住 LoveCD 这个响亮的名号。
是的，以后看到 Sky 就说，哎，
你是盖蒂他哥。
Wow. Are you serious right now?
Saltcoon.
好的，那
Hang
其
on,
实
look at
在
chat.
昨天的半决赛里啊，虽然说4位选手的风格还是有一些差
There you go.
别，
Hey, figure out how to do it.
很巧合都是3比1的一个结果。而且进程
Do you know how to do it?
一样，主攻的
Nope.
一方像这
Yeah,
LoveCD
type in
打
this
这
guy.
个 LoveCD， 然后
You have to get the caps perfect. That's the main thing.
Really?
小 T 打 MC 都是第一局拿
That's
下，
random.
但是随后的比赛，这个主攻的一方都输掉了，
Top secret cheat
防守
code.
的一方获得了最后的胜利。
There's a flow face one that I need to figure out. It's pretty hilarious.
I saw it a few times on the CEO streams.
Okay, so, well, nothing's happened yet. We'll see if I can actually restream the Chinese stream or not. I'd expect MC to do some form of defensive 4-gate. I'm trying to remember yesterday, because I streamed LoveCD versus LoveTT. The problem is, since their names are like 2 letters different, one of the players was going 4-gate Blink Stalker aggression every game, but I can't remember which one it was. Because it's LoveCD and LoveTT.
其实数字只是一个量化的标准，在斗农民的小操作里。
So it's still PvP and nothing interesting is going on yet. I think LoveCD is the guy who is going like 3-gate Blink almost every game. He mixed it up because his opponent was going 4-gate every game, and then he won one of the games with a DT rush. Because it's like, okay, you're 4-gating every game, that means you don't have observers, so I'm going to DT you, and that worked out really well. MC did something similar, actually, where he started off with DTs, and his opponent actually stopped it really nicely. But then he actually pulled back, made a 4th gateway, morphed his DTs into Archons, and then did a 4-gate, delayed 4-gate with 2 Archons. It was just like, what? It was really good. For the stream quality, they started without me for some reason, so I'm restreaming the Chinese stream and hoping it doesn't lag. Let me get the scrolling crap off the screen.
The quality isn't terrible. You can still tell it's clearly a bit of a restream.
Yeah.
But I'm 40 seconds delayed, so I can offer purely analytical commentary here. Yeah, still nothing too interesting going on. I mean, you do kind of have to wait until both players' builds really start to come full circle before you can really get into what's happening in PvP.
We do have a second gas from LoveCD, and not one dropped yet from MC. You see, appears to have just gone for his defensive 4-gates so far. Actually might be turning an aggressive, because he is sending a probe across the map, starting to drop some pylons. It's interesting to see the aggressive, like, without that second gas, he's not going to be able to make too many stalkers. So it means he'd probably be, you know, going for those zealot warp-ins. MC appears to have decided, even though he didn't really do any aggressive 4 games against his opponent yesterday, that seems to be the way that he wants to go. It was clear by his games yesterday that he's really been preparing for this matchup. You can see LoveCD desperately trying to warp in some units. He barely gets a sentry out on the field. Looks like it only has enough energy for 1 force field. It's only got a couple of stalkers, and his 4th gateway isn't done yet. So MC will have a pretty decent opportunity to get in here. There goes the single force field, and he's reinforcing with those zealots because he's pretty much out of gas at this point. But LoveCD able to warp in at least 1 more sentry. He might be able to sneak out another one after that. He's almost back up to 100 gas, so it looks like he should be able to hold this with his own defensive 4-gate. And one of the things that was interesting yesterday was we had a lot of PvP games, and nobody went for Colossus. Even when the game went really long, everybody was staying away from Colossus tech. And it's interesting, because that's kind of one of the things that happens in PvP, is even when they get up to 2 bases and the game just drags out, it sort of gets into Colossus Wars, but everybody stayed away from it because they didn't want to get caught in that timing where they're starting to build Colossus and then you're really vulnerable. So we saw a lot of Immortals, we saw Blink play everywhere, we even saw some Charge, but not a single Colossus the entire day yesterday. And MC's usage of Immortals was really nice. So we can see that he is going for a robotics facility, so he's probably going to be falling back on that and going for his Stalker Zealot Immortal composition that we saw out of him yesterday against Xiao Ti. And it worked out really well. His control was fantastic because he's freaking MC. And that's pretty tough to stop with that Zealot composition as well. LoveCD is going for Blink like he did so much yesterday, but you can't really Blink on top of the Immortal when there's that many Zealots out on the field for MC.
Yeah, I'm trying to open up the Chinese stream on my laptop right now.
So now MC has sort of fallen back into that defensive posture, because this is sort of what happens when the aggressive 4-gate fails. The defensive 4-gate does get an advantage in units for a short amount of time. So they're able to go for some form of a counter push, and that's what LoveCD is doing right now. MC falling back to the top of his ramp. One of his Immortals is very close to finishing, but Blink looks like it's going to finish right about the same time that this Immortal pops out. MC is chrono boosting that Immortal to get it out much faster, but now LoveCD is moving up. There's a nice force field, but Blink is done. And LoveCD does not choose to Blink past the force field. He does not want to go for that just yet, and that means that MC has gotten his first Immortal out. He's going to position that rather carefully. There's a very aggressive Blink. He's going to be able to blast that Immortal immediately, and that is a lot of units in the base of MC. But the units of MC, actually a lot of Zealots getting into contact, forcing LoveCD out of his base. That was a pretty good hold by MC. The Chinese showed the APM tab, and it spiked up to 300 StarCraft 2, so that's like 400 real-time APM while he's defending that. And he's going to be replacing that Immortal. There goes another nice defensive force field. The Zealot count by LoveCD is pretty much gone, and his Zealots aren't really able to get in there because of the force fields. But MC's Zealots, which really held off that attack, are pretty much all dead at this point. So if LoveCD might still be able to make something happen here if he can control this really well, but looks like he is thinking about pulling back. He doesn't want to push this too much and give away too many units. That's going to be an intelligent decision. Yeah, he's going to sit outside MC's base, apply a little bit of pressure, and go for his own Nexus.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely a really good decision, as that Immortal count for MC is really just going to keep on growing and growing. And the more aggressive he tries to be, the more that's really going to work in MC's favor, as that Immortal count is just going to keep growing, and Stalkers won't really be able to keep up with that, as Immortals do shoot a hit scan projectile, so it'll hit them instantly. Blink isn't really going to help him. It's going to do 50 damage a shot, and I think we're going to see a second Immortal pop up
from LoveCD. Actually getting Ninja mission, like blinking up into the main of MC and getting a full look at everything. But MC, immediately after he kills that Stalker and, you know, stops that scouting, drops a Twilight Council. So he doesn't wait until that scout is out of his base before he does that. Main issue is MC still doesn't know about this expansion. When a player does camp outside of your natural like this and they're not being aggressive, you usually have a pretty good idea that they're trying to expand right now. So MC probably has an idea that there's a Nexus on the way. He did finish his Observer. That's going to fly over to that direction. While he tries to clear out this attack with all those Immortals and that many Stalkers, he will be able to chase LoveCD out of his natural. He doesn't really want to fight this anyway because he's just trying to delay MC for as long as possible. Because in this situation, if he can hold off long enough to the point where MC can't really go for that all-in one base timing, and then if MC tries to drop his Nexus, then there'll be a nice amount of time where LoveCD has the advantage. But you can see he's making these cannons. He's really trying to make sure that this expansion will be safe. He can't die to a one base all-in from MC. And that's going to help out a lot as well because MC actually dropped a Dark Shrine as well. So now there's detection. MC is looking like he's going to be in quite a bit of trouble, but he does have a huge Immortal count. There's a Warp Prism on the way, so he still has a chance to try and break this with the one base all-in. It's going to be really his only chance in this situation, because if he tries to drop a Nexus, it's going to be far too late. He'll be way behind, because that's the way PvP plays out. You got to try and get your Nexus relatively same time as your opponent.
Yeah, really good read there by LoveCD. It's kind of an old proverb when it's when you think of Protoss players. Whenever a Protoss player is behind, expect ETs. And right now, oGsMC is behind. He doesn't have an expansion, and he really just needs to make something happen. And of course, the logical answer to get himself back into the game is going to be Dark Templar. And especially after seeing nothing but Blink Stalkers coming out of LoveCD, he's going to be thinking, oh, there's probably not very much in the way of detection, and the DCTs
look at the DT warp in on the high ground using the Observer. This cannon isn't actually done yet in the main, so he's going to be able to power